Hey, it's Brook. We've been working on C major and A minor scales. I'm just going one step at a time. This next step would be A minor. Our first step was like this. This next step, I'm going to move up a little bit like this. And the chord shape, something like that. We'll kind of modify that as we need to. We can get a few shapes out of that. That's a really cool form. All right, so this one's going to be like a 5, 2, 3, 5 for frets. That's A, B, C, D. I'm starting with my pinky, obviously. That's the E right there. So we got A, B, C, D, E, F, G. That's a cool shape of that 2, 3, 5, 2, 3, 5. Same thing on 2 strings. So if that really is difficult, you probably need this. You need to learn that. So if it's, really challenging, your hand needs to learn how to move like this without, completely falling apart, which I know how it is. I've been teaching for 50 years. I know what it looks like. There's the A. That's why I go kind of slow here. I don't want to lose anybody. So that's the A on the 3rd string, 2nd fret. Use your pointer. You'd think after teaching for 50 years I'd be a lot better by now. That's the B with the ring finger. So we haven't really used the ring finger on this pattern yet. So if you're using the ring finger before that, you got to reevaluate what's going on. So that's the ring finger on the 3rd string, 4th fret. Let's build a shape here, like a chord. Let's do a little less. Let's just do 3 notes. That's a perfect way to stack those notes up. That's a A, C, E, a root, minor 3rd, and a 5th. Those are just the degrees of the scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You just count the notes of the scale. Suddenly, you're a genius of music theory. So yeah, it's just counting the notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But with the minor, you flat the 3rd and the 6th and the 7th. That's the difference between a major scale and a minor scale. Again, you flat the 3rd, 6th, and 7th. So that's a flatted 3rd, the C. If it was a major 3rd, it'd be C sharp, which kind of has that kind of nice, bright, sunny sound. But we don't want that. Throw that in the garbage can. We want minor. So you got to know the difference between major and minor. The 5th is just a 5th, not major or minor, but the 6th is flatted too. So if it was major, it'd be an F sharp, but since it's minor, it's an F. Same deal with the 7th. If it was major, it would be, which is pretty cool. You could put that in a harmonic minor scale and it would be correct. Maybe we should do that next. But we're going to flat that A sharp or a G sharp down to a G. So it's a flatted 7th, or also we could call it a dominant 7th, I think. And then the next octave would be the B, C, D, E, F, G, A. B, C, D, E, F, G, A. And you could make a little shape here. Maybe grab this note or this note. So we're kind of out of fingers here, so we can't, maybe do, if you really are extremely limber. I can't quite pull that off, but so normally you wouldn't really want that big of a chord. You just really need, the smaller group of notes. You could do those three or these three. Check out the next group of three. Wow. And the next. And the next. So using that shape, or this kind of a mix of the scale and the chord shapes, you got multiple chords. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 ideas for an A minor chord you can pull out of that scale. So yeah, the scales are totally worth it for figuring out chords or arpeggios or riffs. All that stuff you can find within the scale. So the scale really opens up the possibilities. So sometimes as a guitar teacher, I call a scale a hard sell. People are like, yeah, but I want to do this song. I'm like, okay, let's do the song. And then they're like, my hands don't work. I'm like, I noticed. But these kind of give you the mechanics to reach the things you need to play a song. The scale is going to kind of solve the technical problems for you. And I think they're fun. But, students they kind of want to they're like, okay, let's get that, let's put that away and let's get into the good stuff. I'm like, okay. And, you know how it goes. But, so yes, it's a hard sell. But eventually they realize, and I kind of wait for them to realize, versus I try not to oversell it. I just, I undersell a lot of stuff and just say, well, you'll figure it out. And, same with like booking my band. I don't really overhype anything. Or if I write a song and introduce it to my band guys, I'm like, check it out. See what you think. And, or anything. Undersell is probably, it works for me, that I don't have to overhype it. All right. Well, good luck with A minor. That's like step 2. The next one will probably look like this. You could also call it the Aeolian mode. All right. I love it. And probably next, if we get through this somehow, we'll do harmonic minor, which is super cool. All right. Well, thanks for stopping by. And I love the comments and emails. So if you want to discuss things, I love to hear from you. My email's hooverguitar@yahoo.com. We can just kind of have a few words back and forth if you want to talk about music and stuff. It's just fun. So that's what music to me is. It's a way to interact with people. And so, yeah, I'm here. Good luck with A minor. I think it's kind of an essential scale. Wow. Cool. What's this? Whoa. That's it.